Today's coverage of the 2022 winter meetings from San Diego, California on MASN All Access is brought to you by Toyota. For legendary safety and reliability, choose Toyota and let's go places. Pleasure to be joined now by Orioles manager Brandon Hyde. Brandon, thanks so much for taking the time.
All right, thanks for having me.
How are your winter meetings going so far?
They're going well. Yeah, it's a lot of talking,
Yeah.
but it's fun to see, honestly, your friends around the league that you don't get to see very often, and all the managers and the coaches and the front office people that you know all in one place. So it's been fun.
Does it feel a little bit like a reunion at all?
It does a little bit, when you start walking around the lobby and you start kind of going out for lunch or whatever it may be to run into the people that you're running into. That sometimes I haven't seen in years and years. Ex-players too, that are now into coaching, or agents or whoever.
Yeah.
So to be able to see a lot of familiar faces is a lot of fun.
How's your offseason been so far? Spending most of the time in Sarasota?
Yep, it's going extremely well. Just enjoying watching, spending family time and watching my kids play their sports, and trying to get some golf in as well, but just spending as much time at home as I can.
You were a finalist for AL Manager of the Year. What did that honor mean to you, and what was that whole process like?
Well, for me, it was about the organization and how far we've come, and it was not an individual award for me. It's more of our coaching staff. I wanted to have our coaching staff recognized, honestly, and have our organization recognized for the job that they've done, and how much better we've gotten, how much more talented we are, the year that we had, and all the work that was put into it. So that feels good that some of our guys are recognized, and it's a fun year.
Speaking of the coaching staff, bringing back your entire coaching staff, adding Cody Ashe.
Yep.
Usually big league coaching staffs undergo some kind of turnover during the offseason. What does it mean to bring everybody back?
Stability is huge, and the ability to stay, for us to stay consistent with our players and have the same guys working with them again. I think when you're getting healthy as an organization is when you're bringing people back, and you're continuing, and so it feels good that coming off the year we had. We're excited about adding Cody Ashe. He's going to bring a lot to the table from the offensive side point, and the career he had as a player and kind of what he's gone through, and super impressed with him as a coach. I think it's great for him to join some of the really talented coaches we have.
To go through an offseason after such an exciting year, is there any worry about being stagnant or wanting to change? Do you have any concerns about, maybe we need to change these things in order to get better? Are you worried about that?
No, I think our guys are going to be hungry, honestly. I think they got a taste of what winning feels like. Playing the games that, for the last 2 months, we really made a push from the standpoint of our guys were really trying to get into the postseason and really trying to hang in there, and watching the scoreboard the last month of the year, and really proud of how our team played, honestly, and their ability to stay in the race until the last series of the year. We have a lot to build on. We're not even close to where we want to go, and but to have our guys kind of feel that, I thought that's going to be nice for us going forward and going into next year.
You especially used a lot of platoons. You were managing to win so many games down the stretch. Now Mike Elias goes out and adds a couple lefty bats during this offseason in Franchi Cordero and Lewin Diaz. Do you like having that versatility on the 26-man roster?
Well, versatility is the key, and to have more guys that can play all different sorts of positions, to be balanced left, right. Pitching's so tough these days that to be able to platoon some guys, to be able to give guys days off, have guys that are versatile on the field, all those things are really important to win right now.
And speaking of pitching, add Kyle Gibson, somebody who pitched against the Orioles back in April 2021 through 8 shutout innings. Do you remember that game when he was pitching for the Rangers?
I do remember that game. Yeah, I remember it vividly because we won the first 2 games of that series, and then Gibson beat us that last game. But Kyle's, done that quite a bit in his career. He's had a great career up to this point. He's fresh off being on a World Series club. We're excited about the veteran presence he'll bring, and just talking to him on the phone, you see such a class act that he is, and he wants to win, and so I'm excited to add him.
And Mike Elias, of course, is the head decision maker in terms of bringing in free agents. But if you were to acquire another pitcher who could maybe start near the beginning of the rotation or on opening day, would that help kind of ease the pressure off of some of the young arms that you expect to have in your rotation?
I think it's got to be the right fit. Obviously, those decisions are up to Mike, and he's going to make sure that we're doing all our homework on that. I'm really pleased and happy with how far our rotation has come. In the last couple of years, and what we did last year from the rotation standpoint with guys that didn't have a whole lot of major league experience. Tyler Wells, what he did really the first 2/3 of the year. Bradish, Kramer, their second halves. Austin Voth, after he came to us, we got Grayson coming, we got D.L. Hall. So the experience that these guys had this last year and how young we were, it's only going to get better going forward.
Orioles manager Brandon Hyde joining us here. Brandon, thanks so much for the time. I hope you get to play a few more rounds of golf before the offseason ends.
I'm sure I will. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for watching, and tune in all week to our coverage of the 2022 baseball winter meetings from San Diego, brought to you by Toyota. For legendary safety and reliability, choose Toyota, and let's go places.